On occasion, there are those that figure it out, a select few who understand that hope can arise in the most unlikely places. And on that possibility alone, they are willing to take risk, to make an investment, to bring what they have so that they can be part of a transformative story. They are the ones who recognize that hope is more a product of one's vision than one's circumstances. And they make a choice to dedicate themselves to viewing the world as a place of possibility rather than a collection of problems. For a long time in communities like ours, people with good intentions went about identifying problems and spending scarce resources focused almost exclusively on those problems. Those investments did little to actually solve the problem, and in some cases made the problems worse. Metanoia's efforts recognize that when we do that, we miss a very important additional step in solving problems. It is important to identify the problem, but investing in the problem itself is seldom, if ever, the way to actually solve the problem. Around every problem, there are assets and community strengths awaiting investment. These can be places or people, but they already display the capacity to help solve problems with a little bit of investment. The best way to solve a problem is not to invest in the problem itself, but in the assets that surround the problem. This boosts the capacity of our assets, whether physical or human, to solve not only one problem, but other problems as well. For this reason, every resource we leverage for our community is invested in a neighborhood asset, and we use that term investment intentionally, because we expect that by investing in an asset, we grow the potential of that asset to bring a return in the future. As assets are invested, they not only solve immediate problems, but the community gains the capacity to solve future issues as well.
As an advocate, I think one of the things that really strikes me of why this group works is there's a board with Metanoia, and that's made up of all individuals from the community. And that's so important because the community understands what their assets are. They know what their needs are in the community, and they're building from their strengths. But the advocates, what separates them from the board, we're a group of people that maybe aren't in the community, but we're spreading the word outside further into the community. But the one thing that brings us all together is that we believe in Metanoia, and we want this cause to continue and to see the change, and we can all relate to the fact that that's what it's all about.
Cummins is happy to call Metanoia its community partner. Metanoia has been selected 2 years in a row as the recipient of the Cummins Community Development Grant. Metanoia is an impressive organization that aligns with the Cummins Foundation core values of both improving education and being a social justice advocate. Whether this is demonstrated by after-school leadership programs for the youth that focus on character as well as entrepreneurship theory, or home rehab projects that focus on improving efficiency and environmental responsibility. We look forward to the future with optimism and a hope that we can make a sustainable impact in the Charleston community. We are proud to call Metanoia our community partner.
I continue to support it because I see the great things that you guys do with your after-school programs, with your mentoring programs, with helping your children develop business skills, supportive education, the trips that you send them to. I believe you sent them to Atlanta, you sent them to Washington, D.C. I find those things to be very significant. The homes that you build here in the area, that you support housing for the needy, this is a wonderful program in this society, in any other society. And I think I will always continue supporting Metanoia for those reasons.
The City of North Charleston invests in Metanoia primarily because we think they really get what it's all about. It's about enhancing quality of life of individuals, making their communities better places to live, and creating that self-esteem that makes a community proud to be who they are.
This is a season of hope that recognizes that hope often springs from places and people where it is least expected. So maybe hope is as much about how we view our world as anything else. Do we view places and people as deficient or needy, or are we willing to risk the hope to truly believe that with a little bit of our investment of time and resources, our story can be one of hope? At Metanoia, we solve problems by discovering the hidden assets in our community. When we invest in those assets, we see transformation, we see growth, we see positive change.